This is the story of a person who, for over a year at this point, has spent 3 hours, 51 minutes, and 46 seconds talking about video games. And while her hobby may seem to be harmless, some f***ed up shit has happened, and I mean some f***ed up shit. She literally lost a hand at one point because she didn't have any problems with a Star Wars game. She went bankrupt because she tried selling paper water bottles. She was put through a court case over her hatred of spiders. She even got attacked by a rogue narrator who is definitely not me. You think there's very little else that could happen, right? Wrong! Winter is about to learn a valuable lesson about... I don't know, I can't see the future just because I'm the narrator. Who the hell do you think I am? God? No! Winter already had a run-in with God. Jesus Christ, people these days have no idea how to treat narrators.
Did somebody say my son's name in vain?
I had no idea dreams could be that narrated. What the hell? What are you doing here? Were you watching me sleep? What the f***? That's weird. Fuck off, I'm going back to sleep. God damn it!
Well, now I'm up. What do you want? Wait, no, that wasn't you. You're just a camera. That was the I'm mad about poncho customization alarm, which means... Oh, God!
And another thing, Kathleen Kennedy hasn't even met Luke Skywalker. I know Luke Skywalker.
Oh, no, you get out of my house!
Oh, oops, you weren't supposed to know I was here. I was going to kill you in your sleep. Kind of like my idol, Darth Sidious.
Is your entire personality that you like Star Wars?
Oh, hell no. I hate Star Wars. I'm a Star Wars fan, after all.
And why is my camera set up? You were going to record yourself murdering me? In my sleep?
Well, when you put it like that...
Anyways, I guess I have to talk about something now that this whole thing has started, but... What do I talk about? I don't have any plans or anything. Oh, I have an idea.
Hello, thank you for calling the Miami Christian Counseling Hotline.
Hey, what should I do today?
What?
I thought the question was pretty clear.
Do you know what this hotline is for?
Counseling, right? Well, I require counsel. What should I do today?
What do you want me to say so I can hang up? I'm only making $3 an hour to answer these phone calls.
Well, I think it would be cool if you told me to make a video, you know, like with a topic and everything.
Make a video!
They hung up. Well, that really wasn't that helpful. Hi, I'm Winter, and oh boy, it's that time of the month again. The time when I have to sit down and get to work. And you know what I'm talking about, making a video. And to do that, I have to, I don't know, I kind of forgot how this whole process works, so I guess we'll just start from the beginning and go from there. Video making, it's a great hobby for the person with hobbies. That's me! When it comes to making videos, I see a lot of people talking about wanting to do it, but 90% of the time I never really see them acting on it. There's always an excuse on why they won't do it when most of the time those excuses amount to, I'm just nervous. And really, that's fine, I get it. I mean, you're putting your voice out on the internet for literally anyone to hear. That's a perfectly reasonable thing to be nervous about. But at the same time, you're looking into this because it's something you want to try, right? Like, this isn't necessarily something you're going to do for a living. Hell, it's not even something you're going to do more than once, but making videos is one of those things where you really never know until you try. I started making videos on a channel that I don't feel comfortable sharing because I don't have access to it anymore, but my second YouTube channel was called LPBro115. This was where I was going to share my Chugga Conroy inspired Let's Plays, and while all those old videos have long since been removed and the channel itself has become what is now the current home of my Chugga Conroy inspired Let's Plays, trust me when I say, it was a rough start. But at the same time, if I hadn't started back then when I felt truly inspired by something I had seen online, I wouldn't be here now. I didn't care about my equipment or anything back then. I was just using my cheap laptop, a cheap camera my grandma had gotten me for Christmas a few years back, an iPod Touch, and Windows Movie Maker. And really, that's all I needed. I was happy with that. But, oh god, looking back now, I want to punch the twerp who thought it would be a good idea to edit in Windows Movie Maker. Windows Movie Maker is a rough piece of software that even Microsoft wants to forget they supported now. It was the stock video editing program that came with most Windows computers back in the day. These days, Movie Maker has been made into a Windows 10 app that's just called Video Editor. Let's see what I can make with this now that I have experience in some more competent applications. It's just like I'm at the movie theater. Getting a bit more modern, I switched over to HitFilm 3 Express for a while. HitFilm is a free video editing application that's actually incredibly advanced for its price. You know, nothing. Or $500 sometimes when it feels like it. To be completely honest, I still have no idea how to use HitFilm. I used this for years just because it was free and it gave me more room to navigate than Movie Maker did. But HitFilm really wasn't made for the things I used it for. No, HitFilm was made for actual filmmakers. They have all these add-ons for actual VFX that I never used, although I did actually plan on using them for a project not too long ago. That just didn't work out because my computer at the time literally couldn't run HitFilm. Do I recommend HitFilm? Definitely not for starting out. You're not going to be taught how it works in any film class. Those primarily teach Adobe Premiere, and while HitFilm has a lot of extremely helpful tutorials on their own YouTube channel, I don't know, it's just too complicated for me. So what do I use now? Well, the industry standard would probably be either Adobe Premiere or Final Cut Pro, or even DaVinci Resolve, but I'm still sticking with Vegas. See, the thing with editing programs is, in my experience at least, once you learn how to use one, it becomes incredibly difficult to try and learn another. I've tried to learn Adobe Premiere, but it's just way more complicated than Vegas. I don't want to bore you with video editing speak for too long. Instead, I'll bore you with the other stuff I'm currently using. For filming live action stuff, I'm currently using this Canon PowerShot SX620 that I bought at Target for an amount of money that I'm not going to disclose. Now, this really isn't a great camera. It works for what I use it for. Sometimes, but it's definitely miles below what I would prefer to be using. But like, cameras are expensive, so give me a break on this one. As for audio, I'm currently using a Blue Yeti Nano for all the audio in my videos. It's like the Blue Yeti, but nano. This literally fills the role of everything I need in terms of audio recording at the moment. Yeah, I might have voice actress in my username, but for a while there I was taking a break from voice acting and actual voice acting related projects, and if you're not doing actual professional voice work, USB microphones are just a cheaper and less fire hazard creating way of recording audio. I won't lie, I'm no audio expert, it's never really been my strong suit, but in my opinion, this works just fine. That's not to say your equipment matters at all, though. You can start recording or streaming or whatever the hell all on your phone these days, and hell, you can even edit on this thing if you hate yourself. A lot of people say they're putting off starting on making videos until they have the best possible equipment and everything, but I don't know, that's just stupid if you ask me. And all the time you're spending saving up and buying all this equipment, that's more time that you weren't spending learning and improving. But anyway, that is enough of that boring stuff. It's time to decide what topic we're going to talk about today. Let's open up to a random page here. Seems we could talk about Yoshi's Island or tax evasion. What's the difference between those two things again? Choosing a topic sucks. It's genuinely one of the hardest parts of the process for me. Now, I have a list of well over 200 ideas for topics that I wrote during slow hours at my first job, but sometimes I just don't really want to make any of these. When that happens, it's time to look over at the game shelf. No, I don't want to talk about John Madden's NFL football for the Nintendo 3DS. That's a monumental task. The main way I've chosen topics lately is by putting it through this simple series of questions. First, is it something I have enough to say about to put into video form? Look, I could play through all of Barnyard for the GameCube and Wii and PS2 and Windows and Game Boy Advance 4,000 times, and I still couldn't make a decent video out of it. Hey, true art does leave you speechless sometimes. If I can't make a decent video out of it, it's not getting made. I don't really count on my videos being a certain length because I feel like that limits creativity in terms of actually making something, but I'm also not going to talk about a game if all I have to say about it is, wow, this video game is good! Unless we're talking about Mario Sunshine. I f***ing love Mario! Second thing to ask is, am I making something that I would enjoy? If you wouldn't watch a video on a topic, then well, goddamn, you're going to hate the editing process. Look, with my newer videos, I can go back and watch those and stay relatively entertained the whole time. It's awesome. But then I go back to my older videos in this series and, Man, what was I doing up there? Bottom line is, if you wouldn't watch a video on a topic, you can't assume that others will. Now, hey, maybe your topic is something totally wild and wacky. Hey, I get it, sometimes I have the urge to talk about Chicken Shoot on Wii for 40 minutes too, and there's nothing wrong with that. Hell, don't even take my method here as gospel. Sometimes you might want to put something out there just because it'd fill a niche that you don't see filled elsewhere. But remember, when you do something just to fill a niche, you end up with Crave Entertainment's The Bible Game, and you wouldn't want to live with yourself knowing that you made something comparable to that. So you have all your equipment and software ready, and you know what you want to spend the next 3 months worrying about, and hey, maybe you've even written a script. That means it's time to start filming and recording voiceover. My main advice for filming is to learn the rule of thirds and follow it religiously. The rule of thirds is basically this. Imagine these grid lines over the display on your camera. All the important parts of your shot should be on one of the points where all the grid lines intersect. If you're setting center frame for the whole video, it just feels unsettling. Now, if you're sitting bottom left frame for the whole video, that's a different story. Learning blocking doesn't necessarily come naturally. I mean, hell, I'm still trying to figure this stuff out myself, but you will kick yourself if you don't. The rest of it is as simple as performing based on your script, though. I generally memorize lines while I'm filming and then give a few takes to the camera for me to choose from later in editing. Don't get me started on how many times I have to say, "Hi, I'm Winter," before it feels right sometimes. Filming is also a good time to try to get any B-roll you're going to need. Are you going to need footage of yourself using the DSi? Get footage of that now while you're already filming stuff. Need footage of Wii Sports between your couch's cushions? Get footage of that now while you're already filming stuff. It saves a ton of time that you'd lose by doing it later. That's pretty much all for filming. I don't mean to come across as a tutorial or anything, but dear God, please remember the rule of thirds. You look terrifying in center frame. Editing is where you really know if you're going to enjoy this stuff. I start by making sort of a skeleton of the video. I put the intro, live action footage, and voiceover wherever it's going to need to be before I start dropping any extra stuff in. This way I can focus on only dropping in footage, and then only dropping in music, and then only dropping in censor bleeps for all the fucking shitty fucking f***s. And there's also the part of the editing that everybody dreads. Keyframing. Basically, if you see an image or something move in a video, that's keyframing, and it sucks. It can take absolutely forever if you have a project that has a lot of moving parts, because you pretty much have to manually adjust every frame to make sure the thing is where it needs to be. I've definitely been lazy about this in the past, although I think I've gotten better in recent days. There is very little in this process that can be considered more tedious than editing. I personally love editing. No fun for me, thanks. But there is no doubt in my mind that is most people's least favorite part of the process. But even still, this isn't the part that you had to be the most prepared for. Once your video is done and rendered and you put it out on the internet for everyone to see, that's when you need to get ready. See, the thing about making videos is that it can't come from nowhere. Your style is bound to be reminiscent of someone else whose videos you enjoy, and with that fact, come the comments. Look, man, I get it. My videos are similar to Scott the Woz. There, I said it out loud. Does that mean I'm not allowed to make these videos? No! Does that mean my videos can just be melted down to Scott the Woz clone? No! I have been dealing with these comments since episode 1. And while I think it's okay when someone comments something like, "Oh, this is kind of similar to Scott the Woz, still cool though," or something like that, it is an entirely different story when an account named after a clone of a Pokemon comments that I am, quote, "the 5th Scott the Woz clone they've seen this month." Okay, how is that constructed in any way? What am I supposed to do with that? Here's the thing, art is derivative. All art. Not just actual artwork made by talented artists, but I hate to say it, yes, even the masterpiece known as Barnyard on GameCube and Wii and PS2 and Windows and Game Boy Advance is derivative of works of art that came before it. But are the commenters gonna get that? No! They see something remotely similar to something they like and they have to point it out! What now?
Whoa, having a meltdown over here?
Your Honor? Why are you on my computer screen?
Well, because... Oh, wait! Because you're on trial again! That's twice this year, good for you!
What am I being charged with this time?
You are charged for being a Scott the Woz clone.
I plead the 5th.
This is an American court. I'm based in a tax haven somewhere. Shit. Look at the fact. You both have borders around all of your videos. You both use a ton of cutaway tags and characters based off of crippling tropes. And you both have brown hair, glasses, and are white.
Oh shit, I am white.
all of the evidence is making you look pretty guilty here.
Okay, look, Your Honor. I won't deny that there are some similarities.
I knew it. You're guilty. You said it.
But those similarities don't devalue the fact that this is my show. I write my own jokes, I talk about whatever topics I want to talk about, and everybody uses cutaway gags these days.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, it's kind of like that one time I was at that party on the Titanic, and then I cut away to that other time when I shot Lincoln.
Sure. So what's the verdict, Your Honor?
You know what? Let's just ditch the border. It's not really adding anything to the content, and let's be real, it's kind of inviting the Scott the Woz clone comments.
But look at it, Your Honor! The border is so... pink! And it's a rectangle, too.
Jesus Christ. Did you want a verdict or a guilty verdict? Make up your mind!
Okay, fine, I'll ditch the border, just... give me a chance to say goodbye.
It is... literally... just a PNG.
More than a PNG in my heart.
Okay, look, you can say goodbye to your stupid PNG, but you don't really have long. One of my bailiffs is on his way to take out that border.
I thought you were in a tax haven somewhere.
Oh, we have bailiffs everywhere. You're never really safe from the court of public opinion. Remember that. Shit. Where's the...
What the f***?
Not now!
Whoa, what's going on?
Okay, this is going to sound ridiculous, and I know I have absolutely no reason to confide in you. But you know the pink border?
Oh yeah, the reason you Scott the Woz clone, right?
Were you eavesdropping?
You literally have your window open, I couldn't help myself.
God, I've really got to close that thing.
Look, there's no need to cry. The border may have to go, but it will be with you in spirit, right?
I'm gonna be haunted?
Forever.
God damn, that sucks.
I may want nothing more than to kill you, but I'm willing to set aside our differences in order to put this thing to rest.
Thanks. You're a great friend as far as Star Wars fans who want to murder me go. Well, this is it, Pink Border. It's been a wild 3 hours, 51 minutes, and 46 seconds. Give or take a few.
You may not have been important to my or anyone else's life, but rest in peace, I guess.
Okay. Now what? Oh no. I'm Aiden, and I'm here to kill your border. God, you bailiffs travel fast.
Why, thank you. I've got Disney Fast Pass.
We're in Michigan.
True.
Death by firing squad?
If you know a better way to kill a border, be my guest.
I've seen this before.
Why are you getting rid of the border this way? If you have it, but that made you a Scott the Woz clone, but the way you're doing the getting rid of.
Stop! I can make a reference here. It's allowed. And look around. It's completely boring. No pink whatsoever.
Well, my work here is done.
Well, I hope you got some closure.
You know, I think I did. And I also think this was for the best.
This just in. A few nutjobs were reportedly seen in the woods throwing Madden for the Nintendo 3DS at a PNG. Seymour News reporting. God, I hate my job.
You know, I think this is fine. Getting rid of the border, it feels like a big step. Originality is important. Does that mean you have to go to extremes such as not letting yourself use a border or altering the way you write? Hell no, of course not. I only did it after being ordered to by a judge. For me, the bottom line has always been in the writing. If you're expressing your own thoughts and telling your own jokes, then I think you're worthy of recognition for it. But at the same time, I think it's worth asking, does something add to your videos? The pink border was cool, but it really added nothing of value to my videos. It was there because, I don't know, I guess it's easier than putting a watermark over videos considering they can cover up HUD information and game footage, but realistically, there's no reason for it to be there. Alright, it's time to finally choose a topic for this video. It's been a long road, including a court case and a near execution by firing squad, but I think we've waited long enough. And I have just the thing for this. This is Camcorder Helper, a game I bought at the local Goodwill. It's missing most of the pieces and the parts that make it, you know, a game, but the cards and the sound effects CD are still here, so we have all we need. There are 4 types of cards here. One-liners, which give you a funny line to say and which according to the box are good as warm-ups. Improv, which is pretty self-explanatory. Sight and sound gags, because who doesn't love a good fart joke? And film school, which according to the box has lots of artsy stuff for those who want to take their video skills a step further. I'll draw a one-liner card, a sight and sound gag, and a film school card, and hey, I'll even throw some improv in if it feels appropriate. Let's see what I get. Alright, so my one-liner is smoke 'em if you got 'em. Guess I'm gonna have to take up smoking for this video. For my sight and sound gag, I got taunt a little person standing on your hand to track 50 cartoon music. I'm sure there's no ableist connotation that could be taken from that. And for my film school card, I got portray something very simple, mowing the lawn or walking to the store, as a very serious event. Was I not supposed to take this seriously before? Alright, so I've got my cards. Now I just gotta put them all together. Although, I think some extra help might be warranted here. That's a part I kinda forgot to mention. If you're making videos, that doesn't have to be a one-man job. You can ask your friends to help you with shooting, or hell, even to co-star in your videos. Sure, scheduling can be a pain, but the worst someone can say is no, and if you're not taking it too seriously, even that response is incredibly unlikely. This show couldn't exist without the help of my friends. Like Judge Your Opinions, or that Star Wars fan who wants to kill me whose name I've neglected to learn, or the Miami Christian Counseling Hotline, or that bailiff who tried to over-execute my boarder. And I don't ask them for help because I need the help, not all the time. Sometimes I just want to hang out, and this is a good enough reason. I mean, it's this or Pac-Man Fever, and believe it or not everyone loves Pac-Man Fever as much as I do. Making videos has meant so much to me. In general, sure, but I mean more specifically these videos. They've been an outlet for me to talk about all this stupid bullshit that I care about, as well as a way for me to become more comfortable on camera and better at writing and editing, among other things. I wouldn't trade this for the world. So without further ado, I am proud to present Walking to the Store -winterVA. Hi, I'm Winter and I'm all out of Sweet Tarts ropes candy. You know what they say, smoke 'em if you got 'em. My doctor actually told me I should stop smoking Sweet Tarts ropes because it's unhealthy and dangerous and impossible, and I'm under the age of 21. But I don't really trust doctors. Half the time I think they're just making up words. So I guess I have to take a walk to the store to resupply. It's kind of a long walk, though. Is it really worth it?
It's not worth it, it's not worth it, it's not worth it, it's not worth it, it's not
well,
worth it.
Well, that settles it. I'm going just to spite you, little person who's on my hand for some reason.
I have been out here 3 days. That is entirely a you problem. My plans to kill you may have been foiled once before, but it doesn't mean I'm about trying again.
Look, I'm just trying to go to the store. I do not need this in my life right now. Well, it's a lot realer than last time.
If you do your job,
you can break the 4th wall now.
I'll get mine.
Well, fine then.
Well, looks like I won this time. And now I don't know what to do.
I mean, you can kill me. That's what you wanted, right?
Originally, yeah, but you'd be surprised what attending a funeral / execution would do to murderous intent.
So are you going to let me go?
Why would I do that?
Well, I could really go for some Sweet Tarts ropes right now.
Smoke 'em
if you got them. Exactly. So if you'll excuse me, I have to get going.
Oh, no you don't.
What if I give you a decoy while I go?
Like who?
Like this thing, of course.
It's not worth it, it's not worth it, it's not worth it, it's not worth it, it's not
What?
worth it, it's not worth it.
Pessimistic, no.
Exactly! It's just like me!
It's not worth it, 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 it's It's not worth it, 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 it's not worth it,
Man. This tastes like asbestos. So, is that different enough, Your Honor?
I say this with 100% certainty. That is without a doubt the worst experience I have ever had watching a video.
And?
Okay, yeah, it's fine, it's unique enough, but look. Do never, ever use that camcorder helper bullshit ever again. It's an affront to my religion.
Was it something I said?
It was everything you said.
Geez, someone's not invited to my funeral.
The court finds you guilty of hurting my feelings, of making a bad video, and, while being derivative, still making unique enough content to exist on your own. Court's adjourned.
Hear that, commenters? I'm not a clone. So if I see one more comment about it, you're eating one of these next.
It's not worth it, it's not worth it, it's not...